In the ever-evolving world of advertising, some ads have managed to leave a cultural impact decades later, while others have fallen into the realm of unnecessary and forgettable. These campaigns, which failed to stand the test of time, act as poignant reminders of how dynamic public perception is, and how we live in a world with ever-evolving values. Let's explore a few noteworthy examples of ads that aged terribly, and vividly illustrate the perils and pitfalls of misguided marketing strategies. Number 1. The Flintstones Winston cigarette commercials. The beloved animated series The Flintstones was adored by children and families alike. It even had its own multivitamin line, aimed at promoting healthy habits. However, the decision to feature the characters in Winston cigarette commercials seems baffling today. The show, primarily targeted at youngsters, became an unlikely platform for promoting an adult and unhealthy product. The pairing of a children's show with cigarette advertisements is a striking example of unnecessary marketing choices that clash with contemporary sensibilities. Number 2. Jell-O Pudding Pops commercial with Bill Cosby. Speaking of iconic figures in children's entertainment, Bill Cosby was once an icon, known for his beloved portrayal of Cliff Huxtable on The Cosby Show, as well as many other notable roles. However, in light of the allegations of sexual misconduct that later emerged, revisiting Cosby's commercials feels deeply unsettling. In particular, the Jell-O Pudding Pops commercial, where Cosby jovially hands out treats to random kids, now carries an uncomfortable undertone. Number 3. Subway's series of Jared commercials. Subway's advertising campaign featuring Jared Fogle was undeniably successful at the time. Fogle's weight loss story resonated with audiences, making him a household name. However, the subsequent revelation of Fogle's inappropriate and criminal activities cast a dark shadow over these commercials. In retrospect, Subway's decision to build an icon around someone who would later be involved in such disturbing actions was both unnecessary and deeply troubling. Number 4. Calvin Klein's Kitties. In the 1990s, Calvin Klein launched an unnecessary and highly controversial advertising campaign that prominently featured young models in suggestive poses. This immediately caused an outcry, with people expressing grave concerns about the exploitation and objectification of these underage individuals. Despite Calvin Klein's defense of pushing boundaries and challenging societal norms, the campaign's unnecessary shock value and exploitation of youth had severe repercussions, leaving a lasting stain on the brand's reputation. As time passed and social values continued to evolve, these ads and the company's defense of them have only worsened in retrospect. Calvin Klein may have attempted to be forward-thinking, but they failed to anticipate the profound shifts in public perception and the growing importance placed on ethical advertising practices. Number 5. Snickers' 2007 Super Bowl commercial. During the 2007 Super Bowl, Snickers aired a commercial that proved not only to be unnecessary, but tragic to their bottom dollar. The company unintentionally perpetuated homophobic attitudes in their ad, showing two men accidentally kissing after both taking a bite of the same Snickers bar. Disturbed by the possibility of engaging in a homosexual act, they hurriedly resort to an exaggerated display of masculinity to counteract their perceived unmanliness. LGBTQ groups attacked the ad for perpetuating harmful attitudes, while conservative groups attacked the ad for showing two men kissing in the first place. Snickers managed to get everyone mad at their brand, making this the most unnecessary $1 million they ever spent on a Super Bowl ad. These advertisements, though created with different intentions, all proved themselves to be unnecessary in retrospect. They remind us of the importance of ethical advertising practices, cultural sensitivity, and the need to stay attuned to evolving values. By learning from these missteps, marketers can strive for more responsible and inclusive campaigns that resonate positively with audiences in the ever-changing landscape of advertising.